Record to this computer. All right, welcome back, everybody, to Aligning with Success. I am your co-host, Mike DiMuccio, with Dave Rolfe, and it is, gosh, I'm trying to find the date, March 17th, 2025. So we're coming in at the end of the first quarter already for 2025. I mean, time is just zoom, amazing. Um, a couple of things. First of all, we did have the event this past weekend that I thought was really well done, well put together, and there was, I didn't ask for this, but apparently you guys did a recording of there's the section that I did on the business opportunity. And I watched it again today. And I thought, it's not bad at all. Just as a single piece to send out to somebody to help them appreciate what is this Niken opportunity. So, and it really does, I think, cover a lot of ground on why anybody would consider looking at this opportunity. And I say that because I'm not sure if Pam's on the call or going to be on the call, but she sent me a message today, and I'm really curious to see what comes of it. She said, "Thanks for the business segment on Saturday. I watched it live, and now two more times. It was the best yet. Short, to the point, inspiring, and engaging. I've shared it 30 times and more to come." Shared that video already 30 times. Now, I don't know if you guys remember, but Richard Brook, he talked about the value of a tool, a really good tool that you can share because the tool helps you prospect it. Prospecting means helps you identify somebody whose interest might be piqued because of whatever the tool is. And the tool is like, I liken it to the bait at the end of the hook. Depending on the kind of bait that you put at the end of the hook when you're fishing determines the kind of fish you're going to attract. Not all fish are attracted to the same bait. So when you bait the business opportunity as your main theme, utilizing, say, that video, then whoever might be looking for an opportunity, or maybe they're not even looking, but it piques their curiosity, it opens the door to that conversation. You've got a great prospecting tool. So I put it on my Facebook post as well today. I would strongly encourage you to use the video abundantly, like get it out into people's hands, send a private message and say, "Hey, take a look at this. If this at all piques your interest, I want to talk to you more about this." So, yeah. And if Pam comes on this call, we'll ask her more about how she's using it or the benefits that she's gotten so far. It's only been a day. Um, Now, before we get into anything else, I want to pass the ball to Dave. Dave, you've got some thoughts about where we're at, what we're doing. We're midpoint of the month. May I ask you to
Yeah,
jump in?
yeah, thanks, Michael. And just what you said ties in so much to I'm studying a course and it's on religion and other cultures. And I came across this quote, and it was so apropos to what we've been talking about for the past couple of weeks in the sense of where we're going. And then after looking at the event on Saturday and all of the other things that are going on, it really hit home in a way to distinguish a difference in what we do. And so I'm just going to read you the quote. I won't put it up there. I can send it out on the Smart Networker if you do. But anyway, here it goes. It says, on further living, I found only those who sought only peace were ever butchered. Okay, so on further living, I found that only those who sought only peace were ever butchered. The thousands of years of Jewish passivity earned them nothing but slaughter. So things do not run because one is holy or good. Things run right because one makes them run right. So the moral of this story is as much as we believe that Nikon's products are great and they're going to help everybody and we're going to really help mankind, unless we do the right activities to get this information out into society, nothing will happen. So in light of what Michael just said about using the right tool, See, again, what we have to, I'm going to go back to the past because it's so important, is that we had certain things that attracted attention. And it was those things that attracted attention that we jumped on and then compounded on and made sure it happened again and again and again and again and again so that there was the validity of what's being said. Now, Michael and I were talking earlier about something, and I said probably the biggest downfall that the distributor force has ever had was its inability, not just you or anybody else, but throughout our history, was its inability to communicate the economic value of the Nikon opportunity to somebody that was really serious. Now, we know throughout our history that not everybody's serious all the time, but there are some key people. Myself was one, Michael was another. So there's some really key people in our history that just went full out 120 million% and attracted a whole bunch of attention. And then from there, people came in, they stayed, they kept going, they fell apart, whatever the case may be. But the key to our business and our future is the new people that generate new business and come in and build. So no matter how good you think we are, and no matter how positive you are about helping other people, you've got to remember this one thing that we're building a business that attracts other people, and not everybody's on the same page. So, again, this is where this thing becomes so important. Use the right tools. And, like you said, take Michael's video, it's excellent, and just get it out there and attract attention. So, that's really what I wanted to say today, Michael.
Excellent. Thank you, Dave. Let me just recap what I want to underscore here. So, jumped on and then compounded on. The idea of something that attracted us, that excited us about Nikan, that we jumped on, and then we compounded that. So let's say, for instance, this video is something you jump on and you start sharing. And now what you want to do is you want to compound this information with more opportunities for people to see that whatever was presented in that video is substantiated. It could be an invitation to a call, it could be an invitation to an ABC, it could be an invitation, it could be a demonstration of product, because the product at this point compounds the message of we've got these really cool, unique products, which you hear at the beginning of the video. So it's create the attention and then compound it with more information that supports the story. And the more you compound this, the more likely that somebody is going to see the value. And the value that we led with and continue to encourage you to review your approach is the economic value, the economic engine. I'm just in the process of reviewing a video from another major influencer, perhaps the single greatest influencer in network marketing, Randy Gage, in terms of building a business. I mean, he's built over $15 billion in business as a network marketer. So I think he knows something. And he's all about tools. He's all about duplication. In fact, his training company is called Duplication Nation. I'm reviewing a video. If I like what I hear, which I'm pretty sure I'm going to share it with you guys on the open chats so you can review it yourself, because it has everything to do with duplication. The idea that if we enroll somebody and we're not duplicating the actions that result in measurable results for them, even though they may be small. Remember, last week's call was about compounding. It was about just improvement a little bit at a time, continually improving. And if you do that over 12 months, even a small percentage every month adds up. If it was 10% a month, that means you've improved well over 100% because it compounds, well over 100% by the end of the year. So the idea is do something right and compound it. Help somebody else learn to do that thing and help them compound it. Now you start to multiply exponentially the effect of compounding. So if all we're doing is teaching people how to be a buyer, if that's all you're doing, then you're not duplicating. You're teaching them how to buy. They already know how to do that. What they don't know how to do is how to sell, how to duplicate. So make the assumption they already know how to buy and they're going to buy whatever it is that they like if they like it. The thing that you need to focus your attention on and jump on and compound is how do I get somebody to go beyond themselves, to share this with people, to get the word out, even if they just became a customer. Even if they were a customer, they're also a source of potentially other people. So your mind has to, your business approach, your entire DNA as a business owner of Nikan has to include compounding. It has to include duplication. Everything you do needs to lead to that. If all it does is leads to a purchase, it's the end of the line. It doesn't lead to more purchases. So whatever it is you're doing has to lead to multiplication. So really develop your understanding of this. And now you start to understand why tools and a system becomes so important. Because if Nikon's easy to share, people will share it. If Nikon's too complicated to share, people won't share it. If the message that you're sharing is not of interest, they won't share it. If the message is of interest, they will share it. Now the question becomes, what is of interest? If I had to take a stab in the dark of 100 people, I'll tell you what I'm going to guess is going to take the most interest. How to make money, not how to spend money. So I'm not going to show people how to spend money. I'm going to show people how to make money. Think about it. It's logical, right? You know it. But think about what you've been doing. So that's the key. Sherelle, let's get to you. You got a comment, question?
Yes, I was on the Empowered Living on Saturday, and I am sharing. I am sharing it. I sent it to 5 people, and 3 out of the 5 people it opened up the conversation for them to have with me about how they can earn money according to what you said on Empowered Living.
There you
Thank
go.
you.
My pleasure. There you go. So the message that they got from that tool was there's a way to make money here. And 3 out of 5 people said, I want to know more about how to make money here. Now, can you imagine
And
if three out of
Michael,
five people, every time you sent this out, had the same question? Dave?
yeah, I was just going to say in our current times with what's going on and the fear factor and the political upheaval and the battle between Canada and the United States, people are they don't know where to go. They don't know what to do. So it's a prime time to get out there and throw it out as to as many people as you possibly can because who knows who's sitting in fear and wanting to know how to make more money.
Or who may be in the next month? And you're going to be the thing that they
Exactly.
remember. So I'll tell you, I just heard a clip, just a short clip. I was fast forwarding to see what the message was from Randy Gage. And the part that I just heard that said, okay, I got to listen to this, is what he anticipates is going to be an absolute onslaught of people looking for an opportunity because they're going to be displaced, not just because of IT, because of technology or AI. They're going to be replaced because of the economic shakeup. So think about this. If our best in the business are forecasting a seismic shift in economics, and people are going to be looking for opportunity, you need to be the person out there talking opportunity. That's what is going to attract the attention of the populace that's now looking for opportunity, which leads to people who want to duplicate versus customers who are reluctant to spend money in an economic downturn. When the economy goes down, you don't promote the products, you promote the opportunity. When the economy is booming and everybody's making money, they're not looking for more opportunity. They're looking for better ways to enjoy their life, in which case spending money is part of that. And that's definitely when you want to promote the products. But when you're in a down slope in the economy, there's an economic shakeup. You need to be the one talking about the life raft, the economic life raft. If you're talking about that, you're going to get attention, and you're going to get attention for the people who are looking for that as a solution. But if you're not talking about that, if you're not putting that out there every single day, you're not going to be known for that. And so you won't have any rapport with your audience that you have such a solution. So it's really, really important, very, very important that at this point in time, you take advantage of the tool, that tool, and anything that remotely smacks of whatever we've talked about or whatever we've showcased, whatever looks like a system, people want a turnkey system. Sell Niken as a turnkey system because at the end of the day, it is, right? It's a turnkey platform, a platform that allows people to immediately start generating income. And that's what they need. They don't need something that, 5 years from now, maybe I'll be able to live better. They need something that they can do today that can start generating income. And so you might say,
Michael,
well, yeah, go ahead, Dave.
how many millionaires do you think have you've created in your organization?
I believe I have 37 Royal Diamonds. I have to check, but I think that's the number, something like that. And a
Okay.
Royal Diamond is in the multiple millions. So if I
Yes.
add diamonds to that, even platinums, I'm going to guess 300
Okay, now, how many of those people did you actually know when you started?
of that group too.
So, see, here's what's fascinating about what we do. You never know who's going to light up like a light bulb until you get out there and promote your brains out. And the idea is to promote, 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 promote. And what's going to come in, who knows what's going to come in. But if we look at statistics and we look at our past, all our efforts of the past 35 years have created, for Michael, 35, 40, 50 people that have made well over $1 million. I know I have 17 people that have made well over $1 million in my organization. So that's a lot of people that I didn't know and Michael didn't know. Just think what you could do. And that's the idea here is what we're saying is, just focus on what we know works. And that's introducing people, finding out what they need and want, presenting them with a solution, getting them into events, showing them what to do. Don't worry about how you do it, just do it. And then those that see what we see or have seen, you got to give people credit that they're going to see what you see. Some of them are anyway, and that's all you need is some to make this a huge success for yourself.
I really like the segment in the video and in the presentation that I do that has the timing curve that shows where Niken has come from and where we're at and where we're going. I think why that slide is important to me is because you can't deny the fact that we've been around for 50 years. You've got to justify that as a benefit. There's a reason why we want to point this out, not as a negative, because most people think, oh, I'm too late, I missed it. But if you look at the actual numbers, what this says is you've got something that can withstand the test of time. And if you're going to invest your time in something, you better be something that has the ability to withstand the test of time through economic upturns and downturns. Niken has survived 50 years of all the stuff that's been going on this planet, and they're still here, which means if you're going to roll the dice over the next 5 to 10 years on something and hope to have something that can reward you into your retirement, you better roll the dice with something that's a sure thing. Niken is as close to a sure thing as anything you're going to find based on its track record. And simultaneously, based on the fact that what it brings to the marketplace in terms of the product itself and the opportunity is still relevant. Relevance is an important factor in business. If your products are no longer relevant, you're not going to be in business much longer. If your platform, your opportunity is no longer relevant, you're not going to be in business much longer. But as long as what you have to offer the populace is relevant, you're going to be in business. Now, if we look at that slice, which we do at the 2000 last year's mark, at the 35-year anniversary mark, we look at it and say, okay, what who's responsible for this $4 billion? 87% baby boomers. That's people 60 and older created this. Only a small percentage are under 60 and even smaller under 40. Well, when do you think it is that somebody starts to experience pain and economic concerns and aging and all the things that we have a solution for, when does it actually become high on their list of priorities? It doesn't happen in their early 20s. You got to be a real prophet to see the value of Nikken if you're getting jacked up about Nikken in your early 20s. But if you're in your 30s, your 40s, you're starting to see why Nikken makes sense for you, which means it makes sense for your audience. And now you see the value of an opportunity. And to find out that the number of people in your audience who know about this is 1%, tells you that there's a huge possibility here to partner up with a legacy company and attack that market. Get a big giant share of that market. Do you think cell phone companies care about the next generation who are buying phones? Yeah, they do, because that's who's going to be using the phones, is the population that's coming into the need for it. And that's how the world goes around. Toilet paper becomes useful when you need to wipe your you know what. So everybody needs things in their life at a certain stage in life. And that's why the world keeps going around, why some things just always are in the background. They're providing support for people to live. Well, what we know is the population is growing. What we know is the number of homes is growing. What we know is immigration is growing. And all of that is growing faster than our ability to penetrate the market, which means we're actually getting smaller in relative size to the market. That means the opportunity is bigger today than it was when I started. If you really understand the math, you guys should be extremely comfortable shouting from the rooftop, shaking people and saying, look at this. When you understand the math, you're going to understand the potential that's here. If you're looking for potential, you don't have to look any further. And the fact that we have a proven track record tells you it's not just potential, it's a sure thing. Somebody's going to capitalize on this. Why not you? Why not somebody you know? That's what I'm talking about. I mean, get seriously passionate about getting this message out, because it's no word of a lie. It's the reality. So, any comments or questions? Thoughts? Yes, Paula. Actually, you had a question.
Yeah,
Good.
with the new platform, things are a little bit different, and I've got a couple of questions. When you sign up a new consultant and you want to get involved with the We Accelerate program, is that automatic?
No,
Or is
yeah.
there a separate place where you go to sign somebody up for
Yeah,
that?
yeah. So when you say We Accelerate, do you mean Niken's We Accelerate? Because
Yes.
okay, no, We Accelerate is an incentive. It's
Yes,
not a program. It's an
Okay.
incentive in the compensation plan. So anybody who's new in the business, when you enroll somebody who's new in the business, the moment they join, that is their first month, but it's not their first full month.
I
So it's
understand
that month followed by 3 full months that you're able to earn 20% regardless of rank. So 20% plus whatever you're entitled to per rank on the volume that's generated by that new consultant, on their personal volume. So that means anybody they personally sponsor, any sales that they personally generate, their PPV, I guess is what it is. So you want to help that happen. Consider it a sponsoring bonus, or it's not even that. It's a launch bonus. It's a bonus that's paid to help somebody get going in the business, really get going quickly. That's why they call it a We Accelerate bonus, because we want to accelerate somebody's success in the business, their activities in the business. And when is it that you need to strike? When the iron's hot. When is it hottest? When somebody's new. When they know the least, by the way. Isn't that kind of ironic that they're actually easier to work with when they know the least?
So that's an automatic incentive. You don't have to
Yes.
sign them up somewhere special. Okay.
Correct.
On the old platform, if you had a new customer, you could do Start My Wellness Home.
We
and if
don't
it was
have that.
anymore.
Correct.
Okay, and you don't have the Start My Wellness Business anymore?
Correct.
Okay, so when they sign up as a new consultant and they have the opportunity to place an order, if they place an order, once you've got them on the page that sign them up as a consultant and they place an order, that's automatically wholesale pricing?
When they're a consultant, yes.
Okay, so do they have the energy pack, water pack, sleep pack like they used
Yes.
to? Because
Yes.
I could not find that anywhere. I could find the sleep pack.
Did anybody else have a problem finding packs?
No, I found the sleep pack. Okay, so if you went for a Queen Light sleep pack, it was like 1635 or something like that.
Yeah.
Is that the best price that you can get?
On the sleep pack, yeah,
Yeah.
depending on the product purchase, yeah, as a consultant, yes.
Okay.
And by
Okay.
the way, um, when Nikin offers a special like they are right now in the waterfall,
Yeah.
that transfers to the consultant as well. There's also a 20% discount for the consultant over and above their consultant price. So it's a
Okay.
savings across the board of 20% from your purchase power, your
Okay.
purchasing power. As a consultant,
Okay.
your purchasing power is 20% better than a customer, retail
Okay.
customer.
So
But let me ask this question. Has anybody had trouble finding the packs on online?
I didn't look.
Any of the other packs?
Haven't looked. I didn't look for any other packs. I just looked at the sleep pack, okay?
Okay.
Because Bela has a new potential person and she asked me some questions and I didn't have the answer for it. So I wanted to double check and make sure.
No, it's a good
So,
question. We need to know this because it's this new system is new for everybody, and not everybody has gotten to every corner of it yet. So that's why I'm asking the question. If maybe somebody can right now check, are you able to identify the water pack or the
energy pack.
or the energy pack in the back office or even in your PWP? That's important
I
to
was
find.
just going to ask that second question. Instead of signing somebody up in the back office, can you do everything from the PWP? Because that
Yes.
banner on the left-hand side says join now. And when you click
Yes.
that, it says as a customer or as a consultant.
You
So
bet.
you can do everything from the PWP now.
Yep.
Okay.
From your PWP. So make sure
Yes.
you're sending them to your PWP. By the way, this happened to me today. So let me give you a caution. Somebody has a PWP that was words like, I'm just going to make it up, like my life in balance dot myniken.com. Well, when you type that in to your phone and you send it to somebody, make sure that autocorrect didn't turn it into a my life in balance like a sentence .myniken.com, because when somebody clicks the link, all they're going to get is balance.myniken.com, which is somebody's website, not yours. So make sure that the autocorrect doesn't break up the link into words, and just make sure that it's spelt the way you need it spelt. No breaks.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bela, do you have any other questions?
I'm on the call with Niken head office trying to figure out my order. I didn't catch all of it because I was talking to the lady on the call. She's waiting for me, but I didn't understand. I'm going to have to watch the recording to find
Okay.
out exactly what you said about signing the person up that I was telling you about today.
Okay.
And I'll ask you then about the discount or whatever because I
Okay.
missed that.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Thank you for asking me.
customers and consultants go through your PWP, your front, let's call it your front office,
Yeah.
your public view. MyNiken is just your back office. It's just for you. So that's what's different, is that now everything comes through the front door. That's new. New consultants, new customers.
But on the PWP, you can also go to the bottom of that left-hand banner and say
And
log
log in.
in.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Thank you.
technically, yes, you yourself can log in via that approach. So that's that's due to the fact that there was some issues with people finding where do I send my customers to log in because everybody was going to MyNiken prior. So this new protocol is that they go to Niken.com, not myniken.com.
The packs are still there. The packs are still there. The water
Nice.
pack, the water pack just has the shower and the waterfall, so it's better to use the special for this month.
Okay, cool. So the packs are still there. That's important to note because we do promote that in terms of getting someone started. As you know, we like to say good, better, best. Good is 1 pack, better is 2, best is all 3.
But
Debbie.
the water pack, since we don't have the bottle anymore, is it any cheaper?
Good question. Unless they're
That'll-
reserved.
It is. It's cheaper. It's the 2 items. The prices.
Okay, so that's yeah, I didn't even see that. I didn't notice that. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. We don't have that water bottle anymore, and I'm not going to say anymore. Debbie?
Oh, well, I was checking on the energy pack, but Madeline already answered that. And I was going to tell you thank you because my company's name is Back to Earth, so I need to be aware
Yeah.
to look
Save
out.
save it,
for
save
that.
it somewhere. So you just copy the link and paste it. Otherwise, when you start typing it in, could be a problem.
Yeah, don't want that. So
Okay.
thank you
Maureen.
very much.
Hi, if you put in, when you go to, orders, if you put in packs in the search, you'll get all the different packs and just have
Oh.
to click on the one you want.
Perfect. Good feedback. Good info. Excellent. Well, like I said, guys, they're working on all the. I'm in a daily conversation with Niken IT, looking at various things that I come across or something somebody sends me. So keep giving them feedback. We're the beta test, guys. Unfortunately, that's how it goes when it goes to a complete system overhaul. There's so many moving parts that it's impossible for a small crew to get it all. That's why in real time is when you experience the real issues, and it's up to us to help Niken. Do you all have knowledge of how to inform Niken? I think it's info@niken.com. Send whatever issue you might be having to info@niken.com. Does anybody have another address other than that? I think that's the main address for feedback. Send them screen captures too, by the way. Pardon me, Dee?
Is it contact@niken.com?
I don't know if it's contact@niken.com. Maybe it is. Is it contact at? I'm sure they'll both get there. But the point is definitely get the feedback to Niken. Take screen captures. That's what I usually do. I even do videos of my phone. If you know how to record a video on your phone, so they can see the process happening in real time. All that stuff helps them. And what I've learned, this is an IT thing. If you're working on the system internally as they are on their platform, they don't experience what we experience when we're going through public domains. So when we're out there on the net, from whatever part of the world we're in, accessing their mainframe, that experience is different than them accessing their mainframe. It's not 100%. So because I've had this actual thing, they're like, look, I'm looking at the page. I'm saying, well, I'm looking at the page and I'm not seeing what you're seeing. But they were looking at the page and they had information that I didn't have. And I was looking at the same page. So there was a difference in what we were seeing, the user versus them internally. So that's important to note. You have another comment, Maureen?
Yeah, just happened to, I told you guys about avoiding the sticky navigation toggle at your Pearl. I just happened to type an email to Frank with the question because I tried all my devices trying to untoggle it. And he just happened to be in the admin part when my email came through. So the good news is he's untoggled my phone, which is now working fine. But the other 2 devices are still got the side screen on the left. So they work, I've got 33% success rate, and they certainly do their best.
I'm not sure what you mean by toggle your phone.
Okay, if you go into your the new website, into your personal information, at the very, very, very bottom, there's something that Frank mentioned called sticky navigation. It's
Oh,
because
yes, where you can have the left
yeah,
panel appear and stay on.
exactly. You do not want that ever because it's not coming off.
So once it's
So,
stuck for life.
well, unless Front unsticks
Unless
it.
he unsticks it. Okay. Okay.
So
So,
he's got it off my phone, and that's the
okay.
main thing.
So just for those who don't understand what this is, so the little hamburger thing, the three lines on the top left-hand side, if you're operating off of your phone, when you hit that, it pulls up the side menu, which is the sidebar that has the vertical menu. So that you can lock that in so that that vertical menu is always there and it gets rid of the hamburger. Maureen's saying don't do that because it's going to stay there and it's going to get annoying because you can't get rid of it. So better you just hit the hamburger, bring it up, use it when you need it. Madeline.
I just wanted to comment again on Saturday. I'm glad that there's the two options because I thought you did an excellent job of segueing in and edifying the other speakers and made the points before you began the business part. But it was also good to have the longer one, and I've sent both out depending upon who the prospect was, because in the first part there were the varieties, including Debbie, where she was 20 some years ago and where she is today, and those speakers edified this series, you and Dave, and Monday through Thursday night. So I thought that is also good to send to other people that are in the process. And I liked it better. Maybe it's because I'm tired of the Tuesday night ones or whatever, but it seemed to have with Sherry facilitating and you facilitating and bringing the different speakers on for the stories that they did. It was shorter and it just seemed to I guess what I just said, each edifying what the other's doing. And it also shows that cash flow quadrant. The majority are going to be the people that are the customers, the referral sources, those that are very happy. And some of those will change. And that was demonstrated in the stories that were shared as well. So, so I don't know if it was the facilitation of Sherry and then coming to you or exactly what made it different because it seemed like the Tuesday night, a better way, I'll call it, whatever Jeff's calling it now. I think it has other initials, BL, whatever.
Balanced Life, Happy Life, which is,
But
by the
yeah.
way, tomorrow night, and I'm the presenter tomorrow night.
So that shortened the version you did was a little shorter. Was it not a little shorter? A few
It,
less
it's
slides?
it is because it presumes the information of the front half of the meeting has happened. So that is not, I never intended for that section to be a standalone, um, because it doesn't refer to the information leading up to the products, to the, and all that. It doesn't cover that part, which the way the Balanced Life, Happy Life, quote unquote, the A Better Way presentation. The presentation is called A Better Way. The venue is Happy Life, Balanced Life, Happy Life. But the actual PowerPoint presentation is called A Better Way. And it covers the whole story, which is the product story and the business story and the motivations for why one would look at the products as why would somebody get involved in wellness and prevention? Why invest in that? Same thing with the economic story. Why would somebody look to diversify their approach to economics? It gets into those motives before getting into the presentation of the solution. So it cuts all that out, the one I did. It's a little bit more custom and personalized and abbreviated because it was supposed to only be a 15-minute segment in that in the event that we had yesterday or previous day. Anyway, but yeah, I see why you feel that short and abbreviated version is more punchy because it actually is.
Mhm.
And I definitely think it's a great tool to send out and get that conversation going. So coming back to my initial point and the point that Dave was making, once somebody's interested, they're going to do what they need to do. They're going to look into this, they're going to ask questions. You're going to be able to help them get those answers. But if you don't have people asking questions, looking for answers, that's where your business is not a business. You don't have, it's like going to a 7-Eleven and the doors are closed. Like you got to keep those doors open. You got to have people coming through the front end of the store. Otherwise, you're not going to have any sales of any kind. And what I mean by that is there's got to be a front end of your funnel. When we speak of funnels, what we're talking about is people come in the front end somehow. There's something that generates interest and curiosity that allows you to engage with them and start beginning the process of figuring out what it is that they might be looking for and whether there is a solution that we have to offer. If there's nobody coming through that door, if you're not creating ways for people to connect with you, then your store is not open for business. And I think it's super, super important that, you know, we have a warm market list, and it's easy to get somebody started with their warm market list because they have people that have never been contacted. But if you can't get past that initial list because you don't know how to data mine, how to tap into that, what's called networking, if you don't know how to do that, you're going to stall. And if you've been in this business as long as we have, and you don't have 2-3 contacts a day, you've stalled. So what you need to get some help with, however you decide to do it, go to online classes, go to YouTube videos, say, help me prospect, like figure out means that can help you get the flow of people into the top end of your funnel where the conversations can begin. Because if you've got 2 to 3 people per day wanting to know more, you're busy. You're very busy. But if you've got 1 or 2 people a week wanting to know more, you're not very busy at all. So you want to get a flow on the front end. That has to be your homework. That has to be what you become a student of today. And I know this is true for me as well, because when I was looking to open up a market where I had no warm market, I had methodology. I had a method to doing it, and it was very successful. It no longer applies. So if I want to open up a new market where I don't know anybody, I have to figure out, like everybody else, how does anybody tap into cold market these days? Well, social media is how they do it. They build rapport. It takes time. It takes videos. It takes constant attraction and so forth. That's a whole other world, which is why it's easier and more probable that you can tap your list. So you could all go back to your warm market, every single person you talk to, and start the conversation with, look, I know this is not for you. We've already had that conversation. Now they can breathe a sigh of relief because you're not going to pester them and say, as you know, here's where we're at. Here's what I'm doing. This is what I'm looking for. You know, people I don't know, but I'm not looking for people. I'm looking for one person specifically. And then describe in great detail the characteristic of the person you're looking for and ask them who comes to mind as you're describing that person. They're going to have somebody. Keep describing, keep working at it. Because if all you did was walk away from that conversation with one name, you've got somebody who's A, qualified, and B, knows the somebody you were talking to. So you've got your in to make that phone call. You can call that person and say, hey, Cheryl, I know you don't know me. We haven't met, but we have a mutual friend, Debbie. And Debbie and I were just talking about the opportunity of being an entrepreneur in the wellness space. And I asked Debbie a simple question. Of all the people she knew, and I mean all the people, she knows a lot of people, of all the people she knew, who was the person who most was exciting and self-starter and ambitious and kind and generous? And you know what, Cheryl? She said it was you. Do you have a few minutes? Can we talk? Or should I call back another time? What do you think Cheryl's going to say? Tell me more. Tell me more. So I went from Debbie to Cheryl. Now, this may not be for Cheryl, but I said, Cheryl, you've seen it all. One of the first things I said to you is, this may not be for you. It's not for you. That's fine. But as you've been going through this, I'm sure you thought some people that come to mind, but I'm not looking for people. I'm looking for one person specifically. Of all the people you know, who's the one person who, and you say, well, that's D. Well, tell me more about Dean. She tells me more about Dean. I'm making notes. And I call up Dean and say, hey, D, we don't know each other, but we have a mutual friend, Cheryl. And Cheryl and I were just talking about this business venture that we've been looking at. And I asked Cheryl, of all the people she knew, who is the most ba-dee-ba-da-ba-doo-ba-da? And guess what, Dee? She said it was you. Would you say that describes you? He's going to be, oh, shucks, I don't know. But yeah, tell me more. Well, it's now a good time because I think it would be a great opportunity for you and I to speak a little bit and find out whether or not this actually makes any sense for you. So now I've gone from Debbie to Cheryl to Dee. It may not be for Dee, but you see what's happening here? It's just learning how to ask the right question to tap into that market because you're being completely upfront. You're saying exactly what you're looking for. So you're helping the image of that person come to somebody's mind because it's very specific and they know somebody who fits that description. So get clear on the description. And now what you have is a methodology for tapping in to a warm market because every 100 people you know knows 100 people you don't know. That's 10,000 people. You'll never need it to run an ad of any kind if you just learn how to tap that and teach others how to do that. And now you have mastered network marketing because at the end of the day, it's either for them or it's not for them. That's not up to you. But what is up to you is to have somebody in the crosshairs of that conversation 1 to 2 times a day. That's what's up to you. All right, Barbara.
2 things, Mike. The presentation that you did on Saturday, the shortened version, that is appropriate to be sent out to somebody who's already had the full version and is familiar more with the products and the presentation of the products, but is wanting to finesse their knowledge on the business end of it because their curiosity has been piqued and they want to go further as far as the business information is concerned. In relation to what you were just talking about, talk to one person who refers you to another person. That last person that takes a look and maybe becomes involved, what happens? All the other people that you spoke to first are curious to know if the others got involved and they watch.
Mm-hmm.
And then they start asking questions and some of them become the warm market and get involved.
Let me
sit
play
on the sidelines and watch.
Yeah, let me play that out. So let's say Dee says, "Okay, I'm in. I want this." That's fantastic, Dee. Before I do anything, let me call Cheryl, let her know, give her the opportunity to enroll you because she was the person who led me to you. So if you give me a few minutes, let me get Cheryl and see whether she wants to. Hey, Cheryl, guess what? I really appreciate that you introduced me to Dee. Dee is so excited. She's fired up. She's joining Nikken. She's going to do this in a big way. But before I make a decision as to who's going to enroll her, I wanted to give you the first choice, since it was in fact you who led me to her. What do you think Cheryl's going to do? She's definitely going to think twice. Now she's going to start asking questions. Cheryl gets involved. I call up Debbie. Debbie, I know this is not for you, but I just wanted to give you a heads up. You led me to Cheryl. She's an amazing human being. Love it. In fact, she led me to a gal named Dee. I don't know if you know Dee, but Dee got so excited she decided to get involved. Cheryl's decided to get involved. And before anybody gets involved, I thought I'd give you the chance to at least reconsider and maybe be their sponsor. That could happen inside of 48 hours. Now, if Dee decides to get involved and buys a pack, and Cheryl gets inside and buys a pack, and Debbie gets involved and buys a pack, somebody's going executive. Somebody's going senior. Now, do that 1 or 2 more generations, and somebody's going silver. Debbie.
Mike, I want to say yes and amen, because that's how I got Shirley on my team. Shirley, that is, such a firecracker. I was talking to her and walking with her, and then so she started telling someone that I didn't know about the waterfall, and how she says I wooed her into getting interested in Nikken, and her friend was getting ready to sign up to become a wholesale customer, basically. And I said, well, Shirley, if Florence is going to join, then maybe you might want to come along so that you can sign her up. And that is how I got Shirley to join. So that is so true. That is so true. And I do want to say thank you, Mike, for giving me that real. I'm going to play this message back, and I'm going to take the words you're saying and make them my own, because I still have something limiting me. I still have a wall of some sort that has not been allowing me to move forward. It's like I've got the stuff up here, and I've got to just keep moving forward. And I love how you said, just maybe the ones on my list that I feel like I'm wearing people out, but just to take the pressure off of them and to say, do you know someone who might be interested?
Yeah, I know this is
That's
not
so
for you.
excellent.
I wouldn't even say, do you know someone who might be interested?
Okay.
Because that leads to a yes or a no.
Okay.
I would say, you know, people I don't know. You know how committed I am to this business and how committed Niken is to becoming a household name. We've already discussed whether it's for you or not. We've decided at this time it's not. However, you know people I don't know. But I'm not looking for people. I'm looking for one person. See, now you've taken the pressure off of them having to think of a bunch of people. I'm looking for one person. And then you become so specific in your description of that person that you're actually tapping their subconscious mind, and they're conjuring up the image of who you're describing. And I will even say, I know you're thinking of someone, you can see them in your head. They may or they may not be, but I'm going to suggest that thought because the subconscious mind is now completely open, and I have the ability to insert that idea, and the subconscious mind will respond with a picture of somebody in their mind. Just like if I said to you, I don't want you to think about a pink elephant. Don't do that. And what did you just think about?
True.
Okay. So I'm going to make that suggestion, and that you know somebody, and this is who that somebody is, and this is and as you describe them in great depth and detail, they might say, geez, I don't know, I can't think of somebody. Sure you can. And then just keep describing. You're going to overcome the conscious mind, step into the subconscious mind, and it knows every single person you've ever known. And then boom, up from the subconscious comes the image, the person. Then you can say, oh, what's their name? Tell me about them, and get them to tell you about them to tell you about that person so that you can take notes. Because when you call that person, you want to be able to talk to that person about what you've learned about that person. And then that person's going to say, wow, okay, you know something about me. You know something about what you're talking about, and you think there might be something here for me, so tell me more. But if you knew absolutely nothing about me, and I say, I've got the perfect thing for you, and you don't even know me, I'm not going to believe a word that comes out of your mouth. But if you know me, and you suggest that you might have something that would be of value to me, but it might not be at the same time, you give me off the hook, then I'm going to be naturally curious. Because you know something about me, and you know something about something I don't know about, but you think there might be a fit, so I'm curious. You follow? It's human psychology. It's basics. But I'm telling you, the key to network marketing is networking. And if you can tap at that warm market list and help tap the next generation, you will never need to use social media for anything except to fan your flames of progress and success. And so the real network marketing model is unchanged, because the real business doesn't happen on social media. The real business happens in interpersonal communication. That's where network marketing really lands. The transaction, the involvement, the commitment, the goal setting, all that stuff doesn't happen online. Don't believe anything you see online. It's all hogwash. I listen to these commercials. When they come up and the first person says, don't listen to your upline, or your upline is lying to you. Have you seen that one yet? All of that is trying to grab your attention so that you want to resonate with what they're saying, because you think, oh, they know something I don't know. Maybe I'm being lied to. Maybe I should listen to them. Well, what do you think they're doing by getting your attention? What is it that they're trying to do?
Sell
What's
your
the
program.
The whole purpose of them trying to get your attention is what?
Sell their program to you.
Yes, to make you a consumer of whatever it is they're pitching. Meanwhile, what is it they're pitching? That they have the perfect way to get people to join them. What a scam. What a scam. Hey, you're the bait. I just hooked you, and I'm going to show you how to do what I just did to you. And that's what I'm selling. What a scam. And people fall for it every day, and they claim, oh, how to get 3,000 people to join your team in a month. Really? And do what? What do those 3,000 people do? So you want to build a network marketing business. It's about people, not product. It's about relationships, not how slick you are at convincing people. That's really network marketing.
Authenticity and integrity.
Yeah. All right. I think we've had a good call. Definitely listen to the playback if you came in late. A lot of good stuff covered tonight. I think really good stuff. Great training. Yeah. So as I said, we are in mid-month. You want to usually what we talk about mid-month is to reflect on your goals and to see, are your actions, the actions you're taking every day, lining up with the objectives you've set? And if not, what do you need to do to make up for it? What do you need to do? Like, let's say you were operating at half speed. Your goal and what you're doing as far as results is half. Well, then what do you need to do? You need to double the speed, right? In fact, you probably need to do more than double the speed in order to make up for the fact that you've been operating at half speed all this time. You may need to triple the speed of your activities, of your campaign, of your reach out, of your connections with people. That's how you reestablish the course to achieve your goal rather than change your goal. I always love to say this, and this is the truth. Don't change your goal, change your strategy. Don't change your goal, change your strategy. There's nothing wrong with your goal. Don't change your goal, change your strategy. All right, everybody.
Thanks, Mike.
My pleasure. Oh, and I don't see Michelle on the call, but congratulations to Michelle. And she'll know what I'm talking about later. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining. See you next week.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
Get that video out.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you. Good
Good night.